there's something that's been bothering me lately, and I've been seeing this a lot on Instagram, and like people have been sending me this stuff. Basically, the overall message of a video would be like, you can't bring your riches to the grave, or somebody saying, I was beautiful once, and like a guy that's like a model and then a skeleton after. It just pisses me off, because it's like, it's such a pessimistic way of viewing life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a sad way of viewing life. But what people fail to understand is that, and it's because of that, that it's very important that you make an impact on other people's lives, and that you follow your way and you follow your life on your terms. You follow your life on your terms, you follow the way on your terms. With that being said, that doesn't mean that's an excuse to not chase what you want, to not do everything you can, because then the opposite is true too. Then what are you gonna do when right before you pass you realize you lived an unfulfilled life? What are you gonna do when you're 50 and now you're realizing it's too late to do the things that you wanted to? You just never believed it. So now you're just like, oh, well, I could have been great. For me, it would kill me. It would eat me up inside, because we'll never know. Now we'll never know. And that's why I hate that pessimistic view of, oh, we're all gonna die, nothing matters. You can't take that to the grave. You know, money doesn't follow you. But moments in time, it's the moments in time that are important. It's the effect and the impact that you have on others. I already talked about this in my last video, but how you can take care of the people around you. Who's gonna remember you? Because I don't care. As long as I'm alive, as long as I have time every day that I live my life that I'm grateful for, I'm gonna make use of it. I'm gonna make something happen. I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna make sure that I affect people in a positive way any chance I get. Videos, because my friend sent me this specific video. It was a handsome guy, no homo, and it was like, you know, I was beautiful once, like cut into like a skeleton, and it was like in a tomb or whatever. And then I'm like, why are you sending me this? Like, that's just an excuse people make so they don't chase after what they want, because they think it's pointless. Is it really though? Because if that's the truth, then what's stopping you from injecting a crack needle inside you? What's stopping you from leaving and going out in the streets and just being homeless, live in a box? What's stopping you from that? If everything is pointless, but you won't do these things because you just want to have an excuse to be a degenerate and stay where you want to stay comfortable in where you're at. But David Goggins said this.
You're judging us all now. David Goggins. I see my name and I see all this shit, and God goes, hey, you say, read this, man. And I'm reading this list and I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be.
You gotta reach your full potential in the time that you have, is my point. That's why I hate that I was beautiful once, and then it's like a skeleton. Like, okay, you can't take that to the grave. It's not about that. It's none of that matters. It's not about that. It's because of the fact that you're gonna die that you should be reaching your full potential before that time comes. You should be impacting people in a positive way. You should be making a change, but do it on your terms. Don't let like this pessimistic view and like try to discourage you, whatever, from the moments that you want to have in life. Because nothing is greater than accomplishing everything that you've put out to get. Because sure, we can't bring our possessions to the grave, right? We can't bring our riches to the grave. We leave empty-handed, which is why you shouldn't let that stuff blind you from what is important. But what I will say is that we don't own possessions. And Tyson Fury said this in a podcast. We don't own our possessions, but we own moments in time. We own moments in time, but we have to create those moments. So are you just gonna waste your whole life and never have a moment that's worth thinking of, remembering? And not even for other people, but for yourself. Something that will fulfill you. It's crazy when you realize that there's people just like you, your age. Like, you think it'll never happen to you too. My same age, went partying, car crash, paralyzed. So it's moments in time that you own. So do not take it for granted. Do you want to be a bum your whole life or nobody and just let that pessimistic view guide you, but in reality you know what you could be if you really tried your absolute 100? And I'm gonna go back to what Tyson Fury said, but he said that we own moments in time. We don't own things. That Lamborghini we don't own, the kingdom we don't own, the gold we don't own, but we own moments in time that will be written and last way longer than ourselves. So what do you want to do with that time? I'm tired of seeing these pessimistic views, these corny ass like excuses. None of that stuff matters. It's because that our time is limited as to why we shouldn't be wasting it, as to why we should be making an effort to be better every day and to be around the people that we love and to not take the people around us for granted, not take ourselves for granted, and like I always said, reach our full potential. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually gave your 100% to something? Like You just decided like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna give my 100%. F distractions, F girls, F porn, F all this stuff. I'm gonna give my 100%. Even when people like nagged you, even maybe your parents were against it, even maybe when your family were against it, your siblings, friends, girlfriend, whatever. But you just gave your 100% and you really tried it because you wanted it. When was the last time you 100% tried at something? Because I bet you haven't even tried, let alone give 100%. If that's not your life every time, then what are you doing? You got to reassess, you got to reevaluate. Because that person that's 400 pounds or whatever, that didn't live a fulfilling life and that eventually has to revisit what he's done and has nothing to show for the life that he wasted, do you want to be that? Is that who you want to be? Is that you? Then you know what you need to do. You need to reach your full potential, operate, and live your life under your principles or principles of your religion or whatever. And never forget the people that got you there. Never forget the people that you love. Positive impact, be a good person, and all that stuff like that that you should already be doing. You should already know. But that's not enough. With the limited time we have, you shouldn't be wasting it. You're a great person. Everybody has something to achieve, but they just don't want you to know that because not everybody could be a Michael Jordan. They don't want everybody to be a Michael Jordan. They don't want everybody to be a businessman. Because then who's going to be the in the rat race? Who's going to be the ones working the 9 to 5? You depend on what life you want to live. You're the one that decides. In the end, when you got to see what you have to show for yourself and you see that it's nothing, you can't even be mad at yourself because you're the one that decided that way back then. Right now, you can make a choice to be different. Sure, you could, man, I wish I was younger. Man, I could have started. No. Right now, I don't know the full quote, I don't remember it, but it's something like, there's 2 best times to plant a tree. That's 5 years ago, or you can do it right now. The decisions that you make now will forever create your future. If you decide to suffer now and then live the rest of your life as a king, that's the path you take. Or you can decide to live in degeneracy, live in instant gratification. If I just want to leave you with a message, man, don't let these excuses knock you out your game. Don't let these ideas, mess you up. Reach your full potential. Don't let nothing stop you, and just remember that it's moments in time that we own and that will be remembered for history. Even if you don't want to be remembered for history, even if you don't want to be like an Alexander the Great, right? There's things that you can still do. So you decide who you want to be in the end. When you look back, do you want your life to have nothing to show for all your struggle? Because you got to choose either struggle, which is the struggle of failure or the struggle of winning. So do you want to look back at your life and realize that you struggled for nothing, or do you want to reap the fruits of your labor? You be great. And that's pretty much it, man. Mad love. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and we're gonna keep on dropping videos. Hopefully I can drop The Way of the Warrior remastered next week if I have the time. I've been working a lot, so you know what I'm saying? You guys show the support, show the love, like how you guys been doing, and we're gonna keep on growing. Alright? Peace.